Hello again. Yeah, I know. I was just like, oh no, I didn't, it's not Sunday. I'm just sorting something out. I accidentally showed you my actual screen. Mouse is on the screen. It is the end of days. The mouse is on the screen. Squeak. Right. I've done my notification. I'm live. Hello. Excellent. That's what you come for, isn't it? You turn up and you're like, hey, yeah, this is professional stream. But yes, I have my intro to do. So the new emoji that no one can actually access right now. It's fine. You know, that So anyway, we should start with my intro. And by the way, hello Landy. Welcome. Welcome. I'm Al, aka AmethystPandora, and a cozy streamer, specialising in lots of cozy games. Excuse me? Thank you very much, Joey. Hello. Thank you very much. Okay. Welcome. Thank you. You didn't need to do that. I really appreciate it. Excuse me while I catch my breath. Thank you very much. It's a definite new experience. My emotes are still being approved. I just have my little one that only I have access to at the moment, which is it's Peanut. But I need to have a sort through them. I don't know why one's got approved and the others haven't, but well, we're waiting. It's a little Peanut. Because why not? Yeah, I figured they're a bit slow. I was just like, why haven't they done it yet? It does load the game eventually. I promise. I had this issue where it's just like the music stops and it sticks there halfway through. Perfect point to have a drink. Well, it just thinks about it. If not, I will exit the game and reload. Come along! You were doing so well! It's like... No? Ah, there we go. There we are. We're in! So, anyway, how are you? All of you. Because I didn't play this last week, I have briefly... It won't take me long. There we go. I remembered what I was doing. I am very well, thank you. Good, thank you. That's fine. good, thanks. You? Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little irritated with the internet. I've had a rough week health-wise, but hopefully on the mend and getting lots of rest. Rest is good. Yes. Yes. Rest is very good. Sorry to hear that you've had a rough week health-wise. That's not as good. But hopefully the rest will help, and yeah, you'll feel better. Because health is important. One day to go and a week off. This is excellent. Week off. Actually I'm off next week as well because it's Sam's birthday. Ha ha ha. Good evening and welcome, Rain. Hello, hello. How are you? Thanks to Spring Festival. Ah. I imagine that's like Golden Week in Japan. Ah, I finished off last stream by watering everything. So I don't need the watering can. I'm just gonna pop the tools away. Because I don't need them. Because I've already watered everything and planted seeds. Spring Festival is fancy floating in for Chinese New Year. Ah! Because I was like, I know that Lunar New Year's coming up. That makes sense now. I am no longer confused. So, I was looking at potential other items that I can sell to gain money in this. And this is Kitaria Fables, by the way. For those who haven't seen me play it before, I don't need seeds. As you've seen, there's a farm, little shops. They're very little shops. Little animals, very cute. I can't buy any of these. My soul? Soul? Oh! I was going to say, I can sell these vengeful souls. Actually, I'm not selling those because they're useful for magic spells. Anyhow, apparently, when you go mining, you can get certain things. Do you need to hit the reset button? I think you can sell ingots for a certain amount of money. I'm only going off what other people have said online. I'm just going to check how much gold, silver, etc. See, I need keys, which you get from these, which is great. However, you actually need to have money to get the ingots to yeah. Easier said than done, sort of thing. I can't reset my soul, by the way. It's forever stuck in the... I just need to move my little tablet. There we go. Oh, no. You wanted me to open a new thing. Given that this is how I keep track of the stream, that wouldn't be good. Open a new tab. I'm not opening a new tab. I think I need to go mining. Possibly? Forever? Look at you with your fancy long soul by date. Aye! Soul by date. I did notice what you said earlier though. What was it? You're saving your T-buns for the take off your glasses. I did put that in with the thought, yeah, someone's going to want to use that at some point. But it's only for 5 minutes. Yep, hello, make L blind stream. Well, I was just like, I can't think of anything. Oh my goodness! Thank you very much, Rain. Thank you, thank you, thank you! As you'll see, I'm still waiting for my emotes to be approved, but thank you very much. Didn't need to at all. I very much appreciate it. I didn't know you got affiliate. It's this week. Yeah. My stats rolled over on Monday and I was just like, oh, okay. Let's do this. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I will fire up a little emote of my... I still need to set up some of the bits that I would need to do. That one's the only one of my emotes that's approved, and it's not attached to the subscriber tiers, unfortunately. So at the moment, only I have it. Apologies. Right, which... Haha! I don't think that hit the bloody thing. Oh! No, that one. I'm just trying to kill things for money at the moment. Like I do. Hopefully they will unlock soon, because it's... My very lovely partner made me some, and I want to show them off. They're really cute. But, you know, can't guarantee when they unlock. I'm sure they'll go through. Fingers crossed. The whole process is new to me. Not enough mana! Oh no, oh no. I'm not saying it's the right tune. Doing that earlier. Right. Chop, chop, chop. That's a lot. True. I was just like, I know why it takes so long for them to approve things. Other people have other, you know, bits and stuff. So I was just like, no, that makes sense. Don't get hit. Oh, I need to chop him up. And the reason? Sunstone! I didn't realise that certain creatures have specific items to them. Well, I did, but I didn't realise I had that specific item for that one. Until one of the in-game characters like, so, yeah, some of these ones have not a sentence you hear very often. I need to chop him up. Did I? I didn't tell it to do that. I do need to have a fiddle with the re-roll things. To chop them up there. But that's what this game is all about, chopping creatures up. I chop them up so I get their lovely goodies. That bit where you realise that you can't see through the fire tornado. How much honeycomb do I need to make honey? Because apparently that sells for a reasonable amount. Bit overkill for a tiny single wasp. I forgot which button I was pressing. Genuinely. Who needs to press buttons when you can press one, and instead of chopping them up, you set them all on fire? I'm very glad at the moment that my internet came back up. Didn't want to repeat it last Thursday, where it was worse than today when I started up. Annoying. Right, so this one over here I think does honey. Honey. Confirm. So if I get 2 honey, I can't remember how much you sell honey for. Actual in the sell box, because if you can sell it for a reasonable amount, I might just spend all the time chopping up wasps. I just realised it's very lucky that Nyan is not dead yet, because her health is at 1. Oops. You're distracted. I'm gonna go to the sell box and see how much these sell for. 4 words. Who needs words? Right. Sell box. Honey. It's worth me getting many honey, I think. How much is 1 honey? So if I... oh, hold to split. So if I just do 1. Yeah. We do 2. I wonder... many honey. Okay, I'm resorting to troll counting in the Discworld box. So you've got 1, 2, 3, many. That would be like 4. And then you've got many 1, many 2, many 3. And so on. Until you get to lots. I can't remember how much lots is. I think it's like 10? No, it can't be 10. It's more like 14. Welcome to Elle's English. It's excellent. Good thing I didn't even contemplate teaching after uni. I was friends with someone when I was at college who went into teaching. Post, sort of, they did like a degree in science and then went on to teaching college. Trolls. Hello, Zoe! Welcome! Trolls don't do well when immediately teleported by a vindictive god. Don't know what you mean. Thought you were about to have a stroke when trying to contemplate. That's me trying to remember the word. So we're selling honey. And by the way, Zoe, this is Kitaria Fables. The main character is called Nyanza von Whiskers, and she currently has 1 health. I'm just going to talk to these little cuties. Discworld references. Yes, I know. But it's a while since I read them. Like, a while. I do have them upstairs. In my house. Thank you. Nice to see you. It's very cute, I would say. Little character, 1 health point. Who needs health when you can have none? Living with Auntie Apple is hard. She always talks too much, but her food is delicious. Stereotypical auntie. And Caramel, I'm bored. Can we do something fun later? Aptly named Caramel, who loves sweet things. Sweeties! Are you hungry? I'm always hungry after playing all day, says Erin. And Erin is my favourite, one of my favourites. Also my favourite is over here. Kiki! Actually, I can't remember what my auntie's foods are like. Just thinking of what the stereotype of, like, aunties is. Lots of nattering. And probably good food. Erin is okay. Caramel is cute and Rose is straight up. She's straight up bitch. Now, if this wakes me up at 7 o'clock in the evening, we have a problem. Because I'm going straight back to sleep. She keeps trying to get Caramel in trouble and then going, "Oh no, it wasn't me, I'm innocent!" It's 7 o'clock in the morning. In the game. So what's the goal here game with? So there are quests, like we have to track a relic. Well, there's 3 relics. We've tracked 2. We're now after 1. But also farming, because we live on a farm. And you're not allowed to do magic. But we do anyway. Right. We've got those. Oh, no, I do want that. Excuse me. So it's, like... Don't know if you've ever played Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, Stardew Valley, that kind of thing. But there's like an undertone as well that's along the lines of something bad is going to happen. Where's my watering can? There's my watering can. You scrolled right over it. There's always farming. Farming's important. Didn't you? Didn't you know that? I like farming games. Which is good, because this is one. It's Jet, it's all Jet, the dangerous purple Campino. Is that those sweets? No, it's just trying to think that these little swirly sweets, boiled sweets. I wonder if they still do them. Yeah, they are. So I was like, I recognise that name. We used to get them a lot. They're like individually wrapped in like this foil plasticky paper. I think you can still find them in £1 shops. Oh, Sainsbury's used to do them, or at least the Sainsbury's in Lincoln used to do them. I don't know if other Sainsbury's do. I need to buy some seeds. We're out of seeds. How are we going? However, right, let's put some things in the selling bin. Strawberry. Tomato. That. Some of those. Might need coal. Do I need sap? I'm pretty sure I've got sap. I need to find coal more. I'm keeping the sunstone. Sunstones are useful. Mucus, clover, bee stings, the vine. I might need the ironstone. Where's my chat suddenly closed? I might have accidentally nudged the button. I understand why sweets are individually wrapped for hygiene reasons, but they're so frustrating to get into when you want to gorge on sweets. See, but the thing I find more frustrating is, but first you must pass the manual dexterity test. But I find it more frustrating when you've got like boiled sweets that are kind of got a little, they're kind of sticky, but they're not wrapped, and so you go to get one out and all you get is like sticky fingers, and it's not fun. It's never fun. You just end up just with regrets. Like pear drops. Yes, like I enjoy pear drops. They're tasty. But I'd rather that they had like some kind of wrapping on them. Oh look, we have a bot! No, I'm not buying any of those. I think my mod's gone upstairs. You get sold a brick of sweets. Which one am I doing this on? Spam. Spam. Ta-da! Yes. Who needs a brick of... But then you get that with chocolate as well. I mean, what are pear drops? I'm so young I don't even know what they are. Is it like when a pear drops on them? Lol. Bubble Boris got wrecked. We have no requirements for spam bots. I just... Nah. Instant. Don't need you in my chat. What you doing in my chat? Waiting for... intense concentration of counting here. Hey, a brick of chocolate is my heaven. That's what bars of chocolate are for. I presume. All cola cubes, only existing since we invented 3D. It's fun to tell the youngsters we existed before colour. Yes. Before colour was invented. Actually, no, I'm definitely not that old. Colour Tatley was already going by the time I was even thought of. Ow. Don't mind me. I need to plant some seeds. Which one should we plant first? I'm just making the executive decision of these ones are the most expensive, and therefore, well, actually, they're probably not the most expensive, but they sell for a reasonable amount. When the entire world was black and white. Bearing in mind I know exactly how old you are. I'm pretty sure the world was not black and white in the late 80s. Was it? Or did I just sleep through the entirety of that? Right. Oh, I've got another key. Did I forget I had a key? Yeah. You would know, I am so young. Yes. Incredibly young. But hang on. Not me checking my calendar. Right, we're going to sell this. Oh no! We already did the selling. Pretend that didn't happen. Actually, it did happen. I'm a complete spanner. It's fine. It's fine. I know what I'm doing, really. I ain't kidding no one with that. Right. Time to get some onion rings. You... Since when? So rude! No, it's true. With this game, I really am just playing it by ear. But it's like I was looking at potential guides for this. Like, am I missing something? Yeah, there's not a lot of guides out there for this. So, yeah, that's the thing. I was expecting much more well, more help when it came to how to progress in this, and then I remembered it's not super popular. But I still like it. Because you get to play as a cat. And what's not nice about that? Oh no. Oh no! There we go. Is there should be a bronze chest somewhere around here. Or have I missed it? Or is it just a silver chest? I think it's a silver chest. Yeah, it's a silver chest. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Time to go and... At least I've got some health items. Last time I was running low. So... just thinking. It's Friday tomorrow. Happy, happy, happy. You said you have a week off coming up, Landy. Do you have anything planned? I'm trying to redo a path in Animal Crossing, and one of my villagers just sat right in the middle, and I'm like, I have never wanted to yeet something into the sun as much. Fair. This is one of my chief bugbears. I have discovered that running into them while they're sat down does encourage them to move. I got a mage's hat! Why did it move? There it is. Let's see how we look. No plans so far. Guess job searching a little. Hopefully it will be fruitful. Know how demoralising it can be. Usually spend Saturdays at this right weirdo's house. What are you calling a weirdo? I mean, fair point. So, formal headdress worn by those attending the Royal Academy. Attributes: magic defense plus 15, reflective magic damage plus 10. Oh! I'm sticking to the shark hat for now, but the mage's hat's neat. Yes! You get to endure. Mine and Sam's company on Saturday. Anyone else got any interesting plans? Or any plans? I'm actually looking forward to having a week off next week. Because who doesn't like a week off? I am just going to take the mage's hat back so that I don't lose it or mislay it, or it doesn't get in the way of the rest of my inventory. Sunday's a date night with my fiance. Oh, that's nice! That's very nice! Very cute! Date nights. Date nights are always cute. That's what I say anyway. That's an excellent idea. Do you have specific date plans or? Saturdays is my usual stream day. It's good to have a relaxing day after a stream day, I think, as well. That's the entire plan. We just turn off our notifications and hang out. Oh, that's really good. Nice to spend time in each other's company, I imagine. Ah, that's where I put my seeds. Where did I put my other seeds? Having a moment. Did I sell them? Please don't tell me I sold my seeds. I didn't sell my seeds. It's fine. Yes! Oh my goodness! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Thank you very much. And again, thank you. I very much appreciate it. Is it okay if I call you Ren? I can't remember. I don't know if you know who I am. I know you off Twitter. I remember. I was going killing monsters. Awesome. I do remember. I'm nothing if not everything's like in the back of my brain as I remember this person from. Ah! Thank you very much. And how are you, by the way? Also, welcome. All of the things I usually do when people pop in. I just got poisoned. Ah! Oh, I'm glad you're okay. And I hope your work isn't too tedious. One moment. Let me just set fire to these golems. Fire, it punched me. I set it on fire, it punched me. Freezing now. Just come on. Super hot. Sorry for replying for. That's absolutely fine. I appreciate the lurking as well. I definitely understand with the sporadic replies if you're working as well. Yay, I've got clay. Clay is not very useful. I was supposed to be hunting for... I'm supposed to be going the other way. And acquiring honeycomb off bees. So this is Kitaria Fables, and the main character is currently wearing a shark hat on their head. They are a cat. Just going to do a little brief unveil their head. They are a cat. I'll put the shark hat back on because they look cute with it on. I'm just gonna chop up some orc soldiers. Haha. Oh. Just freeze you? Yep. I figured if I went in from the side I'd be able to see how far away I can be stood for that fire to hit it. I do love that spell. So, Zoe, I was saying earlier that magic is basically forbidden in this world. But as you find out at the start of the game, Nyanza can do magic, and her, I think it's her grandfather, was a magician. So we do magic, but the thing is, Nyanza's also a soldier for, like, the Royal Guard, I think it is. Ah! No! No, 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 no. Come on. Stop hitting me with your cannonballs. I want to slay the monster. I'm only okay. Oh, we did hit it. Haha. Success. The running theme with me in any game is I generally either fall down holes. Of course they cheat. Although I'm really bad with the sword. But there's like NPCs that are supposed to be Nyanza's commanding officers type thing, and they are definitely planning something, and seem to be aware that Nyanza actually has magic. I want the honeycomb! Why is it when I go searching for honeycomb, I'm just gonna eat a croissant. Not me remembering that the croissants barely have any health. I'm just gonna eat. Onion rings! Onion rings times 1. Oh! I don't think I picked up a single. I picked up 1 honeycomb. Oh, big sigh. I do have a stash of them back in the back at Nyanza's farm, which is called Thunderbun Farm. My brain's doing that thing where it's like, no, you said the wrong thing. But I didn't. Is this poor village? And you pay for things in the game with poor pennies, which, just like, at least it's spelled as in the little creatures' feet kind of poor. Spent most of the first part of the game reminding myself it is poor, as in animal foot. Yeah, Thunderbun Farm, which is appropriate because I love bunnies. They are cute. Selling that. Those. I'm keeping that. Well, it's not going to be poor penny. You see, the thing is, every time I say it, I'm like, poor pennies. It's because it sounds pretty much the same. And this is why, even though... That's why I get confused by the spellings for things. I'm like, but is it this or this? And then it's like with tear and tear. Words. Yeah. Oh, that's a food item. So I have tried to do the keeping my chest sorted by what sort of items are in them. I could do that in Minecraft and stuff. 9? Those. Did I stick those in? Tomato seeds. It is the tomato seeds. Right, I need to put, because that's technically a food item, to put the gross, I'm referring to it as gross, raw meat, because it's dropped by orcs and hyenas. Not sure if that's very appealing. Some of the food items in this are less than desirable. Like the pudding that's made from mucus. Yeah. Don't ask. Doesn't sound like a good pudding. No! Apparently the mucus is a substitute for gelatin. I was just like, but it's still an animal product, so you're better off just using gelatin. I wouldn't eat either. Not something I would like. Oh no! Oh no. More than one person with puns. What am I gonna do? I'm terrible at puns. Terribly. I was just gonna say, it's terribly punny. Oh no, don't say that. Everyone's gonna groan. Don't need people groaning. I am very sorry. I'm just watching Little. If I could throw a tomato at you, I would right now. I'm incredibly sorry. Let me just buy 10 tons of honey. Okay. 5 jars of honey. Look! It's another cute little bunny, but I can't talk to them. I could sit in the corner and... You should sit in the corner and think about what you just did. Technically, I'm sat in a cupboard under the stairs. Just... Is that worth anything? No, it is literally a cupboard under the stairs. It is an office, but it's a cupboard under the stairs. But, you know, whatever works. It's definitely too small for anything else. In fact, when I've played The Sims, I've a couple of times now, excuse me while I find my words, I've done like little models of this house and always put the little office in, and then I'm going, but all you do is set a little desk in and a chair, and I'm like, I need to make it a bit bigger. So I always end up expanding it. Right. Oh yeah. I went into autopilot and went to the farm. Let's sell those. Come on, let's get as many poor pennies as possible. going to go out and chop some more monsters up. Because I've seen how many poor pennies that you can get from having a brief look to see if there were any like tips on how to access certain areas at the moment. So we shall see if, because they were suggesting like you could do mining, and I was like, I'm not selling the raw metals that I could use for crafting. Oh no 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 no. Or even the ingots, because they cost enough to get in the first place. Oh, I could kill them. I just had this thought, you know, just walking along, cute little monsters. The answer's like, well, you know, they're not harming me right now, but I could kill them. Yes. But in my head, that's a normal cat thing to think, isn't it? Just walking along, see something cute and innocent. Yeah, just wouldn't hurt if I just attacked it a little, would it? Thing is, I don't. Being a non-cat owner, I only ever get to experience what the neighbours' cats do, which will be something like they walk in the garden and try and kill the birds that are playing in our grass. Less so in the winter, but you know. Just setting things on fire. There's fire in the game. Nams are like setting. Oh, yeah, there we go. I killed all the bees. I can't even go and get more honey now. Just had the realisation I probably need to check how much wrapping paper is in my house. And then maybe actually go out to the shop. Not right now! In case you're thinking, a bit late for that. Just thinking. It's worth thinking about. I have items that need to be wrapped in wrapping paper. And I haven't even thought about if there was wrapping paper in the house. No. Right. This way! Onwards to the bees! I think there's more bees around this area. I think. Little fluffies! Right. Caroos. Oh no. There aren't any bees because it's night time. Ha! This is why there's no bees. I was like, where's the bees? They're bats instead. Well, fluffies, but they're basically bats. Probably. Ah! I'm distracted. Let's check something. Right. not killing you right now. You see, mucus? It's these little green gooeys. They're really quite cute actually, so I generally try and chop them up. Because they're kind of cute. But, yeah. I thought I would demonstrate the fact that you go out, that one of the NPCs who's has a food stall is like, oh yeah, here's a quest for this pudding, but to make the pudding we need mucus from these green gooeys. Like, they're called gooeys. They're basically slimes. But yeah. Yeah. That was just like, so yum. I can't imagine actually wanting to eat that pudding. Not at all. I'm not even putting that down to my being pescatarian. I'll put that down to it sounds disgusting. Supposed to leave those. Put that in there. I might start selling the mucus. Not something I thought so to hear myself say, but hey ho. Okay, all of those can go in either here. No! No. That I need to put in a different thing. I'll just sell the rest. Apart from the apples. I mean, if there's a market for it, you're just being a good business person. I know, if someone wants to buy it. Just like if someone wants to buy the raw orc/hyena meat. Yeah, sure, they can go ahead. I realise right now that I've not switched over to my normal layout. Okay. I am going to switch over to my normal layout. Because it bugs me. I've been blabbering for an hour and I haven't switched. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to flick my mic. Repaving takes forever. It does. It does. I resent having to. It's like, you know, in the happy home bit of Animal Crossing. It's fine. You just press the down button. You put your path down however you want. It's so much quicker. Especially when putting custom pattern on top of paving. See, normally I don't put the custom pattern on. I don't have any custom patterns that go on top of paving. I have like dirt pattern stuff that's custom. And still pain. Oh, I was gonna get tools out. I got distracted. Burbling about Animal Crossing. Don't mind me. I do think I need to try different custom paths. However, it's taken me till Happy Home came out for me to actually get used to how they work. I did not. I did not do any of the sort. I do need to have a mess around with that. One moment. Right. What is my I just need to refresh my page. There we go. Now to water. Yeah, no, back to the paving. I think I have a lot of other custom patterns in my slots that are just taking up all the room. I have some window patterns in there as well because I've figured out how to use the glow in the dark stickers. To make like windows on a wall. So you can use like one of the sky things or the meadow wallpaper and then stick windows on them. It's kinda neat. Do need to do that in my own actual house because it'd be cute. How many seeds do I need? Basil potatoes. Why did I... Oh, I remember why I bought potatoes. Having a moment there. Why did I buy potatoes? I remember why I bought potatoes. Because we didn't have a lot of money. Oops. I'm kind of over the snow. Snow continues till like at least mid-February, I think. So you got snow forever. It's like Narnia. Literally. There's no escape. I just want it to be spring again because I'm... Yeah, I know. I was just like, kind of want it to be spring, but then I want it to be spring in real life because I'm sick of the cold weather. It's just cold and miserable, and I went out for a walk earlier and my toes were numb. Did not like it. Do not recommend. So if we get 18 of these, 18 of these. Like, I'm pretty sure toes are not supposed to be numb when you're out for a walk, but yeah. That's what you get from having poor circulation. Who needs toes anyway? There we go. I really love the way that when you're holding like a seed bag, it looks like Nyanza sort of flutes in like a strange dance across the ground. Right, I think I've done everything. I just need to re-equip my sword. Not gonna get very far without re-equipping the sword. You can't kill monsters without the sword. Nyanza apparently cannot thump the monsters. It'd kind of be useful if you'd forgotten to equip your sword, in all honesty. Come along. No, I don't need that. Do I need to put anything in there? No. Oh! However, I do have enough apples to get some more apple pie. That would be a good idea. One apple pie. It's disappointing. Well, you know, if you're Nyanza. If. No, I meant to put the flower back on the apple. Ah! No! But yeah, this... See, that's one thing that I was saying was weird about this game. There's no seasons! Like, I'm so used to, any game with, like, farming bits to have seasons. We're on, like, day 134, and still haven't found snow. Well, there is an area that has snow, but we still haven't found, it's snowing here. Yeah, it's very strange. But never mind. Now remember, need to get as much honey as possible. Honey is important right now. I was more directing that at the big tree ant guardian than anything else. Come here. I understand why the bee didn't want to obey my "come here" command there. Come here, let me chop you up with my sword. Doing my trademark. Let's hack at the. Oh wait, no, it's run away. Coordination of sword and my hand. Eyes. Hand to eye coordination with the sword. It's not good. We'll get the words the right way around. Oh well. Thank you. find some more bees. Bzzz. Come here. Let me acquire your drop items. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, token. I got one honeycomb. Damn it, this is waiting. Very. Is that how you'd mug someone? Come here! I want your drop item. Didn't you know that's how you mugged people? No? You didn't know that that's how you walk up to people and mug them? Oh, okay. I'm definitely not going to do that. I don't think it would be successful. I want your drop items. I have my reasons. That's like the whole what would you drop if you were an NPC in a game? I'm like, my phone? Whatever knitwear I'm wearing. The concept of hope. Who needs hope when you can be an NPC in a game that gets killed by someone wildly wielding a sword? It's not my fault. The game developers made me do this. I didn't want to attack you. Stop attacking the lamppost. If you were the PC as an NPC, I think I'd be fine. What's that say about me? Hey, you're... yeah. I might have accidentally nudged the set them on fire button. Oops. Oh, I have enough to get to cut a jar of honey. A jar of honey's enough. So, I'm just going to check the, not the pinned items. I don't have any pinned items. My quest, which is get a pearl. Which means I need more weapons. Not more weapons. More armor. I don't want to talk to you, Kelly. Like, let me buy your stuff. Not chop your stuff. So I can't be stood right against the shop. Okay. Sense this makes. No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, I wanted chainmail. Who doesn't want chain? I'm having the realization that I either go and slay the monster that has the turtle shell 3 times, or I have to buy it 3 times. Which one do you think's more possible? Given last time I died trying to even get close to chopping it up. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. I have more tea. I am. Yeah, given that I usually start the stream at 7:30 and had to delay it slightly because my internet was pants. It's probably going to run a little later than usual because I like to do my 2 hours. I've nearly finished this sodding repaving. Now the thing is, I feel like I need to visit your island just so I can see how amazing the repaving looks. Not that I saw how it looked beforehand, but you know. No, I want the iron. I do this all the time. When I'm playing Animal Crossing, I'll be like in nooks going, just want to sell all of these, all of these, all of these. Oh no! No, I don't want to sell those! Having pressed, you know, give me the value and then go. I clicked the wrong thing, I don't have to go back. I feel I should have waited to do it in the morning so I can see it when it's bright. Well, you get to see it tomorrow morning. That'll be good. I was thinking I probably need it looks really good when it's dark. Speaking of Animal Crossing Island, I probably should have mine open for a little bit at some point. It'd have to be off stream though, because I can't trust the internet while I'm streaming and having Island open. That would be frustrating if it went down. I'd probably do that via Twitter. My island's open for a couple of hours. Where am I going to go? Ah, yes. I remember. I remember. I just want to see if it's possible for Nyanza to even get close to taking on the turtle god thing that she couldn't manage and can skirt around these monsters. Because honestly, they're just gonna take her health down, and we can't be doing with that right now. I'm just gonna... let's go with... let's eat an omelette. Yeah, I'll do. I only think in terms of armour, because one of the armours is like, get 3 turtle shells. Yeah, sure. How about no? Squeeze around all of them. They can't see me. They can. But between me, they can't see me if I can't see them. They can see me. Because I can see them. But if I can see them, I can skirt round them. Plus, it means that I get an idea of what I might come up against more accurately. So, there's little gooey things around here. Right, what are these? Flower pixies. I don't have a... no, I don't have a key for that. Really love how this area looks pretty and flowery. And okay, so we've got the giant turtle soldier that just automatically attacked you. Oh, that was effective. Yeah, it just automatically. I'm trying to move. Yeah, that's a no-go. Yeah, sure, I can go and defeat this thing that automatically can kill me outright like that. It's me trying to move. Yeah, this is not working. Why is it not working? It's frozen me. Who doesn't need to be frozen? Oh, it's nighttime. Nyanza clearly got carried. What's that? The turtle you need to kill ages ago? Yeah, and then I bought the turtle shell because I clearly couldn't take it on. I was like, this is impossible. How are you supposed to get the difficulty level for it? Sometimes it's nice to be frozen. Time to chill. No, no. Not when it means that you die. Right. Oh, might as well just go and put Nyanza to bed. It's night time. She can't do anything except go out and kill monsters. And none of them have honeycomb. I wonder what tea I have. Very lovely. Husband brought this through. Too hot. I think it's chamomile tea. Chamomile tea. Which technically is an infusion, but I should call it tea. I don't think I sold enough things. That is the most money that Nyanza's ever had. Just selling everything now. Trying not to be precious about the sold items. Oh, it's raining! I love it in farming games when it rains. I don't have to water anything. 1, 2, 3. So, where did I select? You do not need the watering can. Maybe I tell myself that I don't need the watering can. Do we have any preference on these, or we stick to the general concept of... Let's just stick to the... getting the ones that will sell for the most. I think is a good idea. What we got? Get more kale. I am going to just getting kale on. If I remembered that we need I don't know what. We need wheat seeds. Because we don't sell the wheat. We use those for health items. Because the basic premise of your health items, which are like croissant, omelette. Those are the basic ones I just pick up because easier. Apple pie and onion ring. But for apple pie, you need flour and apples. And to get flour, you need wheat. Which is fair enough, but I'm used to different methods to get hold of the wheat and food. Like, you don't have to buy it from little shops. Never mind. I think it's really cute. Regardless. I know that this was made by a very small team. Definitely not ready to go up against the I can't remember what the name of the monster is. No, I just want it's not on the little sheet, quest sheet. I'm going to show it. Let's go to the snowy place. There's no purpose there other than to show you a monster. Yeah, that's not the monster. I should show you. This is the frozen snow cliff. That's the monster. It's called the snow monster. It is not nice. I've tried killing all of these. You can freeze them. And you'd think that fire would have more effect given that they're in a frozen climate. It doesn't really. Which is disappointing. I feel like I need some kind of magical blade. Oh no! I'm gonna set that one off now. Yeah. Leg it! It is done! Are you satisfied with your path? It's almost at a drinkable temperature. It's funny how the little gooey slime things are like different colours in different places, which again, cute. That's why I didn't want to kill them at first. I was like, but they're cute. Why am I killing them? I am. I've taken down all the fences too. I'm going to use those moss ball stools as a fence. Oh, okay. Then you can sit on the fence. I'm not sorry. Oh yeah, I do need to come back and mine here. Okay. No wonder it's sad, it's cold. They have little emojis above their heads, which is adorable. You need to time out for that. I am not sorry! Yeah. Wish you had a boo sound emoji. I do not. They're chasing me, they're chasing me, this is not fair. Run away. I'm just gonna go and hide in this location. This? What is this? Like, there's gotta be. I can't rotate the camera, so I can't actually look at it. Eat some onion rings. I feel like there's gotta be a way to do something with that. Still not sure. And then there's these giant ice golems that yeah. Very annoying. What are they? Stone fiends. Oop, run away. Me knowing full well that if I try and take one of them on, that Nyansa's just gonna die. She gonna die. It's not gonna be pretty. But you can walk through them. Maybe not. Maybe that was just a fluke. Okay. Ow. I think go back to Forest Sanctuary. They've got bees and the honey combs there. And it's one step towards getting more money so you can actually buy things. Oh yeah, I forgot it was raining. How do you forget it's raining? What did you just cure? You just cured something. Oh no, I need to check that. No, to punch me just because I set you on fire. I think it did punch. Like, yeah, you set me on fire. Punch. He's gonna punch me anyway, I'm sure. Yeah, sorry. The funny thing is, the forest golems don't actually attack you. Unless you attack them. Like with the gooey. Gooeys attack you if you attack them. Which is fair enough. Maybe I'll have to add a boo one to my list. Honestly, at the moment I'm like, I don't know. I've never seen what I've seen on other people's channels. But I'm happy to feed that. Just need to wait for my current one to be approved. So I can actually, some people can actually use them. Hang on, Choppy! Chop the orc soldier. There we go. About 20 minutes left. I've got this little standard list of what items are in different places in the game. I was like, well, at least I know where all the chests are. Pretty sure I've missed some. The ones that need keys, that is. No! I forgot to heal myself! Nyanza died. That. Come on, Nyanza. Right, it's 7 o'clock in the day. I think we have enough to times the second day. Well, 4th day? I've lost count of how many days it's in the game now. But in today's run. If that makes sense. Sell as much this time because I died and I forgot to sell stuff. No, damn it! Never mind. It's not the end of days. Well, it was the end of the day. No, no. That goes in a different chest. Not that chest. Sell those. Sell the rest. Yes. Right. I need a sip of tea. One, two, I don't need to. I need the sickle. Unfortunately, it's not raining today, so I have to water them. Right. Right. Just thinking. Do you like the music for this game? I think I've mentioned that before. I do like games with a good soundtrack. Which I've probably proved with my one of my top listens of last year being the Spiritfarer soundtrack. It's so good. Does anyone else like particular game soundtrack? Ah no, I've run out of water! Yes, I am watering the blank spaces. Fancy coming back later with the watering can and watering them when I planted the seeds. I'm not sure that's how it works. Let's watch the place for it first. See, I was considering streaming the update for it. However, I have played the update on the Xbox recently. And I really don't like one of the characters from the new update. Which is frustrating, because I really like the other character. And I was just like, why does one of them have to be so frustratingly... Ah! Yeah. It was quite sad, because the rest of the game is awesome, and then this particular character is just like, they're so unlikable, and they're shown as being unlikable, or at least I assume that's the intent, and kind of sad. It's just like, what? I'd like to be able to do it on stream. So, I might do that at some point. Once I've got over how much I don't like that character. Because the other one's cute. Though I don't think they're shown as much as they could be. That's definitely a game I've really enjoyed playing on stream. It's really cute, cozy, the story's beautiful. Surprisingly, getting a little warm. Bearing in mind my little office under the stairs is a cold box. So I would say probably watch this space for like streaming of the Spiritfarer update at some point. Just not imminently. I'm trying to think of other... no. Trying to think of other games that have such a good soundtrack, and I kind of always fall short. I don't always pay that much attention to the soundtrack. I know the Witcher series has a really good soundtrack. Oh. I've not actually played it, I've just watched it being played. And that was mostly just Witcher 3. It was basically watching my partner play it, which is fine. I enjoy watching other people play games. Yeah, Witcher 3 has an amazing soundtrack and DLCs too. It does. My partner was looking at how much it would be to get the soundtrack on vinyl recently. And it's like, maybe not. It's not cheap. But we do have the the soundtrack for the series on vinyl now. Because it's much more affordable. And it's still good. I'm trying to get more, what do you call it? Ah! Trying to get more honeycombs, but I have to come through here. There's no honeycomb here. I'm just doing the same route this time. Love that noise. Little boop. The noise when they fire the gun. When I first heard it, I was like, how is that so cute? Just gonna pause a moment. Yeah, you chopped me up. No. It's only fair. Got a few hits in. So, we are coming up to the end of the stream. Soon. Just adjusting my shawl because I was cold and now I am not. Ah. What I'll do is I'll finish this day. I think we've been more successful with getting poor pennies this time than any other time. Last time, last time, the actual stream that didn't fail due to internet dropping out was not so good on the 4 pennies front. Come here. Am I specifically targeting forest bees? No. Well, actually, yeah. I was just thinking about who we might raid. If anyone has any suggestions. If not, I shall pick. It might take me a few moments to pick. I shall let you think about it. First bee! Buzz, buzz, buzz. How many honeycombs? What? Oh, I've got 3. 3 is good. I love the little blooping noises as they hop along. That's the right word. Bloop. Boop, boop, boop. It's really cute. I just need to remember to get some keys as well for the chest. I've got another honeycomb. This is a cemetery around here somewhere, so that we get ghosts at night. I wondered if there were any forest bees lurking in here. I don't think there are. Oh, that's a shame. Me specifically targeting bees. I'll prove that it's not just bees, it's also rotten onions, because revenge. As if on cue, we get a vengeful soul. Honey, so we can sell it. Oh, okay. Let's get the maximum. There we go. I'm gonna sell the honey. Funny thing is, I generally only really like honey if it's in things. on its own, it's kind of... I mean, it has flavours and stuff that aren't just sweet, but... I don't know. Like, it has to be with specific things as well. I think I have a clue who is probably right. I'm going to go and sell this stuff. See if we can find some more forest bees. Sorry. What can we sell? You're going. No, sit down. I'll keep you. Oh, I'll leave those. Because I'm pretty sure the honey sells for more than the honeycomb. Right. That's not a food item. Oh, and I stick those in a different chest. Helps if you put things in the right place, doesn't it? Right. Onward! Put those away. Oh, I still don't have enough. I do have pumpkins though, because I was able to buy pumpkins from Pumpkin. Even though I still have a quest saying... Ah! There's a quest for herbal tea! I shouldn't get so excited. Right, where do I find that? I need to actually look up where you find certain quests, because otherwise I'm missing items. Like they just seem to pop up. I'm gonna send no, not to bed actually. I think before the next stream I'm gonna have a look up how to find other quests. I might be successful. Just want a few prompts, because otherwise it just looks like I'm going around in circles doing the same. Which, you know, may or may not be interesting. Officially been playing it for nearly 2 days. No. Times wise, so more than 30 hours? $32 hours, I think. Oh. I have to do it twice. I didn't realise that if you go to sleep before 7 o'clock, it rolls around to 7 o'clock in the evening. Sold all of the items. So many items. Oh, I've got more money. Hee. Also going to do another Right. I can finish up there. So, before I do like the whole raid thing, assuming the person's still on there. I will say thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much to all the people who've subscribed. I really didn't expect that this time. I hope you all had a hope you all have a good evening, and I hope you all have a good weekend as well when it comes around. Take care, and I will be back again on Sunday with Link's Awakening. Just having a look at my budget so I can do a raid on someone. Assuming they're still running. And yeah, I'm looking at starting right now. If I remember my widget. So yes, thank you very much for watching. And take care. Here we go.